Okay, we are back on the Skylanders Spyro's Adventure Randomizer Lock 2. Really excited. So I guess this will be part 2 of Series 2. Really excited for today's video though. Um, yeah, we just got our new Skylander. This is another one that I'm really happy to get because, to be honest, I kind of wanted to save Bash for a future lock just because we already got one of my favorites in Flame Slinker, so I don't want to get all my favorites and like I think the best Skylanders on one lock. And Dino Range is just one I really like. I remember kind of the day I got him. So I've got a lot of love for Dino Ring. I do like his design. I love dinosaurs. Um, but yeah, really excited for him. And he's one that on the tier list, I felt really mixed about. The three Earth Skylanders, other than Bash, I was really torn between the three. But I really have always liked Dino Ring, so excited to use him. Um, so yeah, literally, I remember the day I got Dino Ring. So let's see his chapter really quick. So, Obsidian Armor. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, so we went down like, I feel like the more defensive route. Um, the one that does this better. I don't know. I like this route though, but I feel like the other one might be a little better. And yeah, going back the day I remember getting Dino Rank actually, I remember I got him. My dad like surprised me with him, and he got Dino Rank for me, and he got me um Wrecking Ball. Yeah, I remember it was kind of funny, but yeah, I love both of those Skylanders, and yeah, I do remember that day. I was really happy when I got them both. I think that I think that might have been before I even had the game actually. Because yeah, I got a few Skylanders. I had a decent amount of Skylanders before I even got the game. Dash I know I had before, and I think Dino Ring and Wrecking Ball were two I got pretty early as well. So yeah, and this is another thing with Dino Ring that is really fun. Um, he's got his one move that literally you can use like that, so that is really fun. And Australian as well, which that's something. Okay, so I don't know who we're supposed to go to right now. I guess. Oh no, is this water? No, this is air. Okay. Oh, the bramble. Okay, we got to do the bramble. Was gonna say, I don't know what we're really waiting on. Okay, so yeah, let's go clear out this bramble real quick. Down ring's probably not the best to clear out the bramble with, but I mean, yeah, yeah, not too bad. Because you can't like use these moves, can you? I guess you can. Yeah, I feel like Dino Ring's gonna be solid, but not like anything crazy, is what I'm thinking. I forgot that's another thing I really want to do on this channel at some point. I do really want to do her heroic challenges at some point. I don't know when we'll do those, but I really do want to do her heroic challenges. That might end up being its own little mini series. Probably on that whenever we do that 100% save file, we might do that then. Okay, so now we actually got Flynn. Yeah, this it's so fun seeing the like starting island before all the stuff gets unlocked. Like this dude's gonna pop out of the ground. Obviously, this area is gonna become a lot different. Yeah, it's just fun seeing it. And obviously, I love this starter map. This is like one of my favorite areas in a game ever, like your starting area. Kind of reminds me of like Mario Galaxy, another Wii game. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is our third chapter. Okay, this is a fun opportunity to use this. So 28 damage. Yeah, so I feel like this is the pathway that's really good defensively, but you got extra shield buffs, which I don't know if those like decrease damage or just give you more health, but you got those. Um, or maybe they like, I don't know exactly how they, oh, that was cool. Yeah, so I guess you can just throw enemies off with it too. So I feel like I mainly just use this move, so that's why I thought that maybe just going the other pathways better. But if I'm going to use these moves more. This pathway might be better. But yeah, I definitely would say this is like defensive version of him because he's got another pathway that focuses more on just his throwing boomerang. But mine is down the pathway with these moves and the extra shield and stuff. So definitely the more defensive oriented route. Ooh. Ring is on the slower side though, so that is one little concern with him. Okay, shoot down the Zeppelins. I'm not crazy about this part, to be completely honest. I'm shooting too high. Oh, I thought we hit that one. We're gonna try to get as many of these gems as we can because I think those just give us coins. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how do we miss that? Okay, got that one. Oh, we hit the wrong thing. Crap, we destroyed the thing that gives us gems. 12 jewels acquired, so this should give us a decent amount of coins, I think. I guess. I think that gives you coins when you get those jewels. Not 100% sure about that, honestly. Okay, so we've got. So this is some. Okay, so the range on this, we can. Okay, so we actually can hit. So yeah, we do have a good range with this, and you can control it, which is really nice. So you can. Yeah, if we can get good with this, obviously. And I mean, it don't do a ton of damage, though, but. I mean, that's solid, though, and you can kind of keep your distance really well. I mean, not something like you would use against Chaos, but it is a fun move, especially in this early portion of the game. They just hit themselves there. Okay, so we get through that one. For some reason, I was feeling like this move only hit like enemies, but now that I know that it like actually hits, I thought it was almost like a trap move where like it only hit enemies that um where it only hit enemies that like walked onto them. But now that I know that you can like place it on just standing enemies or even on just like the break items, I feel like that's a better move than I was giving it credit. So that already helps Dino a little as far as my thoughts on how good he is. Because that actually makes him sort of a melee Skylander because that move does have like a little bit of time to set up, but it's not too long. Too high again. We're just overshooting. Overshooting. Dang. Thought that one was going to turn in more. These things are so cool. I don't know if they really appear in many more chapters or many more games after this, but those things are so cool. Okay, so obviously the cannonballs. I think you're supposed to aim for either the like the balloon half of this or the bottom half. Um, we're going. Okay, well we got it. I was gonna say I think it's the balloon half, but not for sure. Okay, so we do get some gems. Okay, so one of these little air pump dudes. So we'll collect some coins. Let's see. So yeah, air spell pump. Yeah, Dino Ring is really good with like keeping space on enemies too, which is really nice for a slower Skylander. Really, I'm something like Dino Ring the more I use him. I don't think he's like overpowered or anything for sure, but really solid. got really good HP. 600 is about as high as I feel like any Skylander is, especially in Spyro's Adventure. Um, has solid defenses, especially on this upgrade path. Um, has like technically a close range move and a range move. It just has some really good cover. I mean, you can set these up and then do this. I mean, that's really solid. I mean, yeah, these two moves paired up. And okay, so yeah, there's a soul gem. Obviously, I could get that. Okay, there's a lot going on right here. I don't. Let's try to get this spell punk out of the way. I feel like okay, I feel like that's going to help a lot. Ooh, okay. I feel like there was just a little bit too much going on right there, which is kind of why I'm a little worried about using him in future chapters because when you've got a lot of enemies with like going from a lot of sides, obviously issues can happen. Okay, so we'll get this cheese. Yeah, I really actually like using this move to like break stuff. It's just kind of satisfying, honestly. Yeah, we got stuck in our cutscene. Okay, so we set this up, and then yeah, see that works really well, just setting those up and just kind of. I feel like that's a better trap move than Voodoo's, honestly. Okay, so we can't really use it against this dude because yeah, you can just spam those moves and they do solid damage. So like, I don't know, I really am starting to like Dino Ring's moveset more and more, and it's fun to use these because you can just do this. I mean, I don't think it's that great to use those just because they don't do a ton of damage. I think they probably do more damage on the other pathway. Kind of using similar attacks as these enemies. And the good thing I'm noticing with this move is it does 28 damage, but a lot of the time it does more than 28 damage because if an enemy hits both of them, it hits twice. So 50 something damage is pretty really solid. I mean, it's like a setup move too, so you can like place it in front of most enemies and they walk into it. I feel like if somebody was really good with Dino Rank, he could be really, really powerful. So maybe we might want to use him a little bit more than Flame Slinger, at least early on, because Flame Slinger I already feel really good with. I do want to use him obviously more just because he's so fun to use, but if we get good with Dino Rank, we could have two really solid Skylanders already in this lock. Oh my gosh. Okay, we just and I think Dino Ring we actually got in our first lock, and because I'm trying to, yeah, because I think we didn't get to use him a ton because we got him in that first lock, or we haven't used him in so long. Obviously, plays a big part in that. Okay, so the elite airship, I think. So this might be the last round of this shooting thing. This one looks like just that regular one that we were shooting at. Did we get it? Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah, that one didn't seem much stronger than the other one we thought. Okay, let's get these. Okay. The golden propeller is ours. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna stick with Dino Rank for this next chapter. I honestly thought we were gonna go into Flame Slinger for the next chapter, but yeah, I kind of want to just stick with Dino Rank. So I guess we got to talk to Persephone really quick. I mean, I'm not going to do much for this series because if I didn't mention it, we are just using all my already maxed out Skylanders. So yeah, she isn't really going to do much throughout this whole series. I don't think she'll do anything really. Crocagator. Yeah, this is I guess when that like Italian brain rot's going on. So that kind of reminds me of Bombardillo, Crocodilo. Stormy Stronghold. Okay, yes, we go this chapter, and then we'll be getting our. Yeah, this is one thing I'm loving about this two chapter thing. We're getting a Skylander every two chapters. For one, I just think it makes it more fun, and two, it was kind of annoying knowing like trying to remember like the schedule of like, okay, this video we do it in between chapters. This video we get it at the end of chapters. This video we don't get it at all. So like I kind of like this setup of every two chapters a lot better. And like I said, I think it makes it more exciting because in this early portion of the game, you're not as worried as much about losing Skylanders. So it kind of balances out the excitement because you're really the excitement I feel like is mainly at the end of the series, just trying to not lose Skylanders. So having it more exciting at the early portion with just getting all these random Skylanders, I think is really fun. Okay, so we get some coins. Like I said, we're not trying to get all these story scrolls, so honestly, I'll kind of be avoiding them. We'll set up some traps. What's funny is I feel like his damage isn't that crazy. Like it doesn't like show like high damage, but it feels like we're always putting out good damage. Like it feels like we're knocking out enemies fairly quick. And maybe it's just because we're in the early portion of the game and these enemies are weak, but I never feel like we're doing bad. Perfect. Okay, we'll collect these coins. We'll break the brick wall with our yeah, that move is way more fun to use than I was thinking it was. Looks like we got a little bug there from our setup traps. Something's down here. I know, yeah, some coins. 20 coins, which I guess in the early portion of the game is a lot, especially like this early portion of the game. I probably could have made that. We'll save that watermelon in case we take any damage here. Halsey, I don't know if he'll want any watermelon. And that's another good thing too. I don't think he does this actually on his regular boomerang pathway, but if you knock out enemies, it places the fist up right where you knock them out. So like if you're dealing with multiple enemies, you knock one out and they kind of like hurt each other being close. Yeah, that move is way more fun to use. I was not giving that move nearly enough credit. The set up the fist move, which I literally am down the pathway that benefits that move. Because I think in his other pathway it only does two fists. So like I'm in the pathway that these fist moves are like supposed to be good, and I just wasn't even really using them. Like it's almost like I went down the. I was using this. I feel like I was using Dial Ring wrong earlier. That makes sense. Like I was literally like almost trying to use him as his other pathway when I didn't go down that pathway. If that makes sense. Oh wow, that worked out really well. We literally just knocked him. Yeah, this move is fun to use. So fun to use. Yeah, and you just set these up. Enemies walk into them, and yeah. I mean, the only way that this move doesn't really work is like the enemies that like try to avoid you, but all you have to do to them is just corner them, and then oh ah, and then we were walking into that. Hey, yeah, and doing this move and then this, it pairs together really well, and you can use them both, so it really just works really solidly. Ah, okay, well, we kind of missed, but yeah, kind of didn't. I missed what I was going for, but like I saw that it was going to work out, so that's why I didn't set it up again. Yeah, if you could like set these up and then just place another one, they'd be. But like, see, whenever you place new ones, it takes away your old ones. So like, you could just spam those. Those would. I mean, you can spam them, but it just gets rid of the ones you had. Okay, so is he going to jump down here? I was gonna say that one seemed to have a little bit more health than the one we fought earlier on the chapter before this. So yeah, there's taking a little bit more health right here than I would have wanted, but not too much. Oh, that actually kind of worked out bouncing into that thing. Oh, chest. Okay, so let's get all these coins. I'm not even going to bother with whatever this thing is. It's not going to be worth it for us. Okay, so let's set up our stuff. Oh, dang, they literally all hit me. Okay. That was like the most unideal situation. I thought they were going to all walk into my thing, but literally they were like the perfect spot where they all missed it, but could all attack me. It was, but I was trying to hit all of them. If I would have focused on like half of them, I think we could have done that really well. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit more where I feel like Dino Rang's tier should be. Well, actually, I think he's the same tier I was going to keep him. I think I'm still thinking right around B, but I feel more like that is really where it should be now, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I guess more like conviction or whatever to actually have him in that spot. Yeah, so there's chompies in every single one of these little barrels, I guess. Which Dino Ring actually does counter this stuff really, really well. I mean most Skylanders are gonna like counter chompies fairly well, but oh, that watermelon out of reach. That sucks. We could have really used that. This one I really like because it does solid damage and it hits almost all enemies around you. But it the one of the best things about it is it like bounces enemies away from you. You can like kind of set it up and just have enemies stay away. We're not going for that. Forgot that that's exactly what that did when I stepped onto it. Um, I think there's yeah, I was gonna say I think there's food here, so grab that. Perfect. Yeah, so we could get that, but no reason to. Mm-mm. Okay, let's just set these up. Okay, so this is like technically I think like our first sort of boss fight. I mean, we're not really fighting a boss, but it's to unlock an element. So yeah, this is one really good thing about this movie is you can just spam it. So oh, pretzel, awesome. Is this the last enemy? Boom, there we go. That one did fairly solid. Pretty happy with that performance. Okay, there we go. Into chapter two. Feel really solid. Dino Ring did really, really well. I do think he's obviously like our second in command right now because Flameslinger is easily, I think, still better than him, but he is really solid addition to the team. Okay, so yeah, so now we're starting to get into the water chapters, which are some of my favorites in this whole game. So yeah, um, so we're gonna randomize, and then next video we'll probably start with whoever we unlock. It would be cool if I will say it would be really cool if we either get a Skylander that can fly or a Skylander that is of the water element so we can like interact with the water. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm having so much fun with this series. I love doing these randomizer series, and a fresh randomizer is so fun. So yeah, let's see who's going to be joining Dino Rank and Flameslinger right now. Okay, unfortunately something messed up with the screen record. It said like screen record failed, so hopefully it works this time. But yeah, we actually did do this randomizer, and it worked out really well, and we actually got water, which I was really happy with because I did say I either wanted a water or flying Skylander so we could enjoy the most fun parts of these water chapters. But unfortunately, like I said, the screen record failed. But we ended up getting Grill Grunt, which I actually was pretty happy with. So I'll kind of explain why. So obviously, like I said, I was really wanting water, was one of the elements I really wanted because we are getting into these water chapters. But I explained that out of these Skylanders, I honestly didn't want... Whamshell was the one I wanted the least. I would have been really happy with actually any of the four, but Whamshell was probably the one I wanted the least because I just had him in the most recent lock, or the most recent randomizer lock, and we had him for a good portion of the lock, so I kind of didn't want him. Gilgrunt I did want just because I don't know, I feel like he's a lot better than how I've used him in the past, so hopefully he does better in this lock. And then Zap I would have been happy with because he's just a really fun Skylander that we only got to use in that first lock, so it's been a really long time since I got to use him, and just that lock didn't turn out super well, so I'd like him to appear in a lock where he can do, where I can do better. And then Slam Bam's just such a fun Skylander that I didn't feel like I got to really use a ton in the lock we got him. So would have been really happy with anybody, but mainly just didn't want Whamshell. So really happy though with Gilgrunt because this gives us a chance to get to use him again. But hopefully, fingers crossed that this actually screen records right. So if you all are seeing this, it did. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much. And I hope you all are enjoying this series. Okay, one other thing that I mentioned in the clip that, like I said, failed. Gilgrunt though, one thing that I did notice with him is he actually does show we actually have a lot of range on the team though, which I'm not going to complain about for a randomizer lock because, like I said, for a Nuzlocke specifically, because I feel like ranged Skylanders perform better in a Nuzlocke for me than pure melee Skylanders. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, that's the last little thing I wanted to note. I am really disappointed though that I didn't actually get to show off the like randomizer wheel spinning because I know I don't think anybody's going to say this, but I know some people might be like, well, for one, I know some people actually like seeing the wheel. And then two, I know some people will be like, you just did that intentionally because you literally said you wanted water, which I wouldn't do because I think the whole purpose and fun of this series is genuinely having it be random. But yeah, just because the clip failed, I didn't want to like redo what was actually supposed to happen. But yeah, we did get Gilgrunt, and I do think it makes for a fun little 3 to start the series.